Your dog used to follow you everywhere. Then one day, it stops. It does not run to the door. It does not climb beside you on the couch. It hears your voice, looks at you for a second, and turns away. And that tiny moment can hurt more than people admit. Because when a dog suddenly acts distant, the first fear is simple. Did I do something wrong? Do they love me less? Are they pulling away from me? Most of the time the answer is no. But a sudden change in closeness is still worth noticing. Not because your dog is being cold, not because the bond is gone, but because distance can be a signal. Sometimes it is emotional, sometimes it is physical, and sometimes it is your dog quietly saying, "Something feels different, and I do not know how to explain it." Dogs are not equally affectionate every hour of every day. Some dogs are naturally glued to their people. Some love you deeply from across the room. Some want contact in the morning, space in the afternoon, and a dramatic reunion after a 10-minute trip to the mailbox. That is normal. What matters is not whether your dog is cuddly by human standards. What matters is change. The dog that used to sleep pressed against your leg now chooses the floor. The dog that used to greet guests now disappears down the hallway. The dog that used to bring a toy now watches from the doorway. The dog that used to lean into your hand now ducks away before you touch. That change is the story. And to understand it, we have to stop asking one painful question. Why doesn't my dog love me? And ask a better one. What changed for my dog? One of the most common reasons a dog becomes distant is discomfort. Not dramatic pain, not the kind that makes a dog yelp or limp across the room. Just enough discomfort to make normal closeness feel harder. A sore hip can make climbing onto the couch unpleasant. A stiff back can make being hugged feel risky. An ear infection can make head scratches feel irritating. Dental pain can make play, chewing, or face touching less welcome. An upset stomach can make a dog choose the quietest corner instead of the center of the family. And because many dogs try to hide discomfort, they may not announce the problem loudly. They may simply stop doing the things that cost extra energy. Less jumping, less playing, less leaning, less following, less closeness. From the outside, it can look emotional, but from the dog's body, it may be practical. This hurts. This is tiring. I need space. Stress can do something similar. A new schedule, a new baby, a visitor staying in the house, construction noise outside, a move, a different feeding time, another pet acting pushy. Small changes can feel large to an animal that reads the world through routines, smells, and sounds. When a dog feels overloaded, it may not ask for comfort the way a human would. It may move away. It may choose a room with fewer sounds. It may watch you from a distance because distance feels safer than being touched, called, or expected to perform happiness. This is one reason forcing affection usually backfires. If your dog is distant because the world feels too much, chasing them, grabbing them, or insisting on cuddles can make the pressure bigger. The goal is not to pull the dog back. The goal is to make coming back feel safe. There is also a quieter reason dogs may seem less attached. They grow older. An aging dog may still love you with its whole heart, but show it differently. It may sleep more deeply. It may prefer cooler floors. It may avoid stairs, bright rooms, loud spaces, or rough play. It may not hear you come home as quickly. And if cognitive changes begin, the dog may seem confused, restless, or less socially predictable. That does not mean the bond disappeared. It means the body and brain are changing. Sometimes love becomes quieter with age. Less jumping, more resting, fewer dramatic greetings, more soft eye contact from the dog bed. If you only measure love by excitement, you may miss the smaller ways an older dog is still choosing you. But distance can also come from learning. Dogs remember patterns. If being called often means bath time, nail trimming, medicine, or being moved from a comfortable place, a dog may become slower to respond. If hands sometimes mean rough petting, surprise hugs, or being picked up when they do not want it, a dog may start avoiding hands. If the couch is where a child climbs on them, the dog may choose another room. This is not betrayal. Dogs are constantly learning what feels safe, what feels confusing, and what gives them control. So if your dog has become distant, look gently at the daily pattern. When do they move away? Before touch? After noise? Near certain people? At a specific time of day? Around food? When you reach over their head? When the house gets busy? The timing often tells you more than the behavior itself. So what should you do? First, do not punish distance. Do not turn it into a test of loyalty. Do not make your dog prove love by tolerating contact. Instead, give a small invitation and watch the answer. Sit nearby but not too close. Turn your body slightly sideways. Keep your voice low. Offer your hand without pushing it into their face. If your dog approaches, let them. If they stay where they are, let that be information. You are not losing the relationship by respecting space. One useful habit is the 3-second consent test. Pet your dog gently for 3 seconds, then stop. If your dog leans in, nudges your hand, or stays relaxed, they may want more. If they turn away, freeze, lick their lips, lower their head, or move off, pause. That pause is not rejection, it is communication. And the more your dog learns that you listen, the safer closeness becomes. Still, a sudden distance should not be ignored if it comes with other changes. A dog that pulls away and also stops eating needs attention. A dog that becomes distant and sleeps far more than usual deserves a closer look. A dog that avoids touch, pants at rest, trembles, hides, moves stiffly, seems confused, or acts unlike itself may need veterinary help. You do not need to diagnose it at home. You just need to notice that the pattern changed. That sentence matters. This is not normal for my dog. Because you know your dog's ordinary love better than anyone. You know whether they normally sleep by your feet. You know whether they usually follow you into the kitchen. You know the exact sound of their happy steps. So when that rhythm changes, trust yourself enough to pay attention, not with panic, with care. The beautiful thing is that distance does not always mean the bond is weaker. Sometimes it is the opposite. Sometimes your dog feels safe enough to stop performing, safe enough to rest, safe enough to choose space and know you will not punish them for it. Love with a dog is not only the tail wag at the door, it is also the quiet respect you give when they step away. It is noticing the change without making it about your ego. It is asking, what do you need right now? Not, why are you doing this to me? So if your dog suddenly acts distant, watch closely. Maybe they are tired. Maybe they are stressed. Maybe something hurts. Maybe the house feels too loud. Maybe they are growing older and asking for a softer kind of love. But do not assume the bond is gone. Look at the pattern, offer safety, respect the answer, and if the change is sudden, repeated, or paired with other symptoms, make the call. Because sometimes the dog who moves away is not loving you less. It is trusting you to notice more. Has your dog ever suddenly acted distant? Tell me what changed first in the comments below. Subscribe for more canine mind decodes, and I will see you next time.